Right, and Tristan, we're live. How are you, mate?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Look, thanks for coming in. It's good to see you again. It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while.
So really looking forward to talking about your new role up in Dallas or Texoma. You're a former coach with SA United, former college player who had some difficulties with an injury. So you've got a really good sort of story to tell.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's going to be fun, and thanks for coming in. We appreciate it.
I haven't been here in a while, so it's good to be back.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's start with then Texoma FC.
Yep.
What can you tell us about it for people that don't know?
Well, Texoma FC is a USL League One professional academy. We go all the way down from U7 all the way up to the U19 program. It's located about, depending how you drive, I've noticed Dallas drivers are a bit different than San Antonio drivers.
Yeah.
So it's about either an hour or 30 to 45 minutes north of, I would say, the McKinney, Plano, Frisco area.
Yeah.
In that area, there is no real soccer. It's mainly just rec, so they've never been experienced to things on a competitive level. So that's been really fun to grow. But yeah, we're just trying to create a true player pathway from academy to pro.
Well, because we were chatting off camera before we started, and I did a little bit of research on Texoma, and they're only founded in like October 2023.
Yeah.
So relatively new program.
Oh yeah.
So when you went up there, how long have they been in operation again?
So the club had been in operation since October, but they didn't start actually having teams until that spring of 24.
Yeah.
So that was the first time when I went up there. I went in May of 24. That was only their second tryout, and they had their original tryout in January and made teams off that, and they only had 4-5 teams from there.
Okay.
So yeah, it's fairly new.
Yeah. You enjoying it?
Oh yeah, love it.
So your role there is, so you worked at the professional level in USL League One.
Mhm.
You're now the director of coaching for the Select program, and you're the first team assistant in the USL League Two. But you're like the individual development coach as
for the
well
first
for the
team.
first team in the first year. Well, go into that then. Love to hear about what's an individual development coach in the professional game. Like, are the players receptive to?
Yeah, they love it. It's kind of like,
Are you dealing with egos?
yes and no. It just depends. You work with an ego until they realize, okay, maybe he's right and it does work, and then they're perfectly fine about it, and then they'll come have conversations with you. Our coaching staff is really, they took the holistic approach, whereas to get the best of them out of them on the field, they wanted to know everything about them off the field and how they can help them off the field.
Yeah.
So we came up with an IDP plan, which was talking about how they were socially, psychosocially, how they were when they were in school, how they were in group settings, individual settings, what their families like, their hobbies, what do they want to do? The biggest question they wanted to know is, what was their plan when they were done playing soccer?
So did you work with them off the field or on the field, or a bit of both?
Bit of both.
So
I had some players, I'll use Ozzy Ramos as an example, just got his B license and was doing it while he was playing, but he knew he wanted to coach.
Yeah.
So I got him out into the academy to do like his sessions, to record, to send to the federation. Certain players, a lot of them really wanted to coach. So that was kind of bridging that gap between the pro to the youth academy to help build and get them prepared for that next step of, hey, it happened to me. You might not stop playing. What are you going to do?
Okay.
And so kind of preparing them for that next step. That was a huge role.
Did you work with the players during the team training, like put them off to the side and work with them individually? Yep. Was it like, or players coming back from injury, their
bit of both.
Bit of both?
So usually what I did was like the last 15, 20 minutes, I would work with strikers. I worked with, Ricardo Pepe's brother, Diego Pepe, on striking. Yeah, we had him on loan from FC Dallas. I worked with players like Davey Mason, Angelo Calfo. Davey's at New York Cosmos now.
Okay. Angelo
is at Miami FC and Champ, but they were injured for a while, so I helped them get back doing one-on-one sessions with them during team training. But yeah, it was more after training and then just having individual conversations. I remember beginning of preseason, and he won't mind me saying this, Teddy Baker, who's now at One Knox, who just won USL League One, came up to me, asked to have a conversation with me, and sat me down. He goes, "Why am I not playing?" And I was like, okay, number one, did you ask the gaff? And he was like, no, I want to ask you. I was like, okay. So I was like, you're the most technically gifted player I think I've ever seen in my life. Tottenham fan too, but that's besides the case.
What a legend.
Grew up in Ipswich Academy though, so I'm not really sure how you became a Tottenham fan.
Suffolk to London, that's not that far. Okay, anyway, yeah.
But most technically gifted player I think I've ever seen with my own eyes. Horrible defensive work rate, and was transitioning back to center mid. He was a center mid. College, they played him out on the left, so I told him, hey, you're very good at everything, but off the ball, getting back, getting behind the ball, keeping our shape. He was like, okay, I didn't know this, but now that I know, it's something I can work on.
Yeah. Did he fix it?
Worked on it in training that week. We went down to Austin to play Austin FC's second team. Started, scored, assisted, won 3-2.
Yeah.
That basically just took him off. So it's just having conversations with people. It goes a long way.
It's good lesson for young players there as well, youth players, about the work rate off the ball.
Mm-hmm. Not only that, if ask the question.
Yeah.
You'll never know what you're doing wrong if you don't ask, if no one's going to tell you. And maybe I found if coaches want you to come ask, so they're not going to tell you. And they would rather you come say it than mom or dad come say it, because then it shows that you actually care.
You're quite new to that environment.
Yeah.
Was it uncomfortable having these conversations with pro players or higher level players?
At first, yes, but not uncomfortable. I guess it was more nerves.
More nerves?
More nerves, yeah, because I'm like, okay, I've never been in this situation, but the club trusts me to be in this situation. But I think once I got Teddy Baker, that conversation was the first one I had.
Yeah.
And so when I realized, like, that weekend when he scored, and I
can have an impact. Yeah.
I was like, oh, wow. Like, I sat after the game, and I even looked at the gaff, and I was like, that's pretty cool.
That is cool.
Yeah.
So this all happened when the inaugural season, 2025, Texoma's in USL League One.
Yep.
And for anyone that doesn't know, that's the third tier of US soccer. Finished 12th out of 14th. Yep. Difficult year. Relegated itself to USL League Two. And your role has now changed.
Yep.
So you are now the first team assistant coach in USL League Two, as well as being the director of coaching for the Select program. Firstly, would love to find out more about why Texoma self-relegated itself.
Yep.
Because, I mean, that would never happen in the MLS. I mean,
wouldn't even happen, I don't even think, in England.
No, of course it wouldn't. No. Yeah, I'm not very good in the Premier League. Put me in the Championship, please.
It might happen to Tottenham.
It might happen to Tottenham, yeah. So why did they relegate themselves? Was it a strong focus on developing talent, or
So the market we were in, Sherman, Texas, didn't really work out from a fan's perspective, getting people in the seats. Sherman it's growing, but it's not your Frisco, it's not your Plano, it's not your McKinney. It's a great area. The club felt it was probably in its best interest to make it a USL 2 team, because that's like the prime area for like a USL 2 team. If you look statistically, a lot of USL 2 teams that aren't connected to a professional club to some capacity are in like little bitty towns where they can provide housing. You look at teams like in Midland, Odessa, Lubbock. So that's what the club decided to do. We still have our USL 1 spot, and we actually just announced, it's called Rodeo Soccer Club.
Okay.
And they
is it? I was going to say, is it a feeder club? But
no,
is Texoma more of a feeder club? How does that work?
So it's all one academy. So we're still all one academy, but we always had rights to a USL 2 team.
Yeah.
We have our USL 1 spot. We just transitioned it further south, kind of towards the Frisco, Prosper area, in a town called Salina. It is actually the #1 most growing city in America right now.
Oh, really?
Yep. So that was a big selling point on us moving down there.
Yeah.
But this way, Texoma FC stays USL 2. Rodeo goes USL 1. It creates the full USL player pathway.
Okay.
So you have our USL Academy. They can transition to USL 2.
Yeah.
Who then can transition into USL 1. So it kind of just creates the full triangle, and that was the whole purpose of it.
Okay. So it was a good move.
Yes.
What's the average attendance?
We averaged about anywhere from 800 to 1,000.
That's not bad for that level.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
You look at Portland, though, up in Portland, Maine, Portland Heart of Pines.
Yeah.
they averaged I want to say 4,500 a game.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
so
what- yeah.
it's a big, massive difference. But I think going the USL 2 route for Texoma FC long term is smarter, especially for that area. And then it actually helps in long term success. It helps the academy because it just gives them another pathway to go. Instead of from going academy straight to USL
Yeah.
1, they can go academy. Okay, come try USL 2. Oh, you're thriving in USL 2. We can push you into the
What-
USL League One.
And we've seen the growth of the sport over the last 20 to 15, 10 years. It's always going to be behind basketball and American football, but it's getting there.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I think Texoma shows that, there is a market and people want to watch the game at all levels.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that's fantastic. The squad, the roster, is it made up? How is it made up? Is it made up of like college players coming back or former college players, current college players? Is it
USL 2?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, your
USL
roster.
2 is mainly college players. We have some maybe just finishing college, semi-pro, trying to find their way into USL 1, but it's mostly college players. It's
Okay.
kind of like your NPSL summer league where college players are looking to stay fit, but also it's a great pathway for college players who are trying to make it to that USL level.
Yeah.
For instance, this past season, we signed 2 players from USL 2 on 25-day contracts, and we kept one of them for the rest of the season.
Okay.
So if you do really well in USL League 2, you're going to get found.
Okay.
Players get injured. They need replacements. Usually everyone's rosters are pretty full by then, so they start looking at USL 2 players.
Yeah. Okay, that's cool. What does your week look like then, being a DOC for a select, like Grassroots, and then being involved as the assistant at the men's first team? It's got to be a lot.
Yeah, it was a lot more. I mean, it's still a lot. So when I was working with the first team in USL 1, I was still DOC of the select program, but I was also coaching 4 academy teams at the same time.
That's a lot.
Yep. So I was at the fields Monday through Thursday in the evenings, and I was at the facility for first team training at 4:30 in the morning.
Right.
So it was long.
Are you still doing that?
No, not right now. So our USL 2 season doesn't kick off until May.
Okay.
So right now we're in the recruiting process. So it's a little bit more laid back, but I'm still in meetings trying to find housing, sponsorships. I was with Sherman Medical doing like a photo shoot because they're like the front of our brand. We're on a helicopter pad. I thought I was going to get blown away for a second. But I would say like during the day, that's when I'm working on USL 2 stuff with our head coach, Ben Clarvis, just trying to find players. And then in the evenings, I'm at training, either watching sessions, helping in sessions. I have the 2014 girls team. They play in Girls Classic League up in Dallas. Supporting coaches, dealing with parents.
Okay.
We know how that could be sometimes.
100%. Are you just coaching one team then?
Right now, yes. I stepped back to one team.
Okay, that probably makes sense.
Yeah.
Being a director of coaching, you can't do your job properly if you're coaching 2-3 teams.
Yep.
So, all right. Well, let's transition then back to college, right? So you're coaching at the pro level now.
Yep.
But that journey wasn't exactly straight because we had an injury. And what was your college days like as a player, the experience? Take us back.
So originally I got recruited to go to Hendrix College in Conway, Arkansas.
Yeah.
And I turned down, it was either between them or East Texas Baptist University out in Marshall, both Division III. I wanted to go to Trinity, but massive squad. I didn't think I was going to play.
Right.
I want to play.
So you chose the minutes over.
Yeah, I chose the minutes. I was interested in Division 1. I was interested in Division 2, but I wanted the minutes, and everyone just kept telling me, you're very good, but you're small. With the normal American process.
They want the athleticism, the big players, the fast players,
And so I was just, my biggest thing is I'm going to go where I can compete and know, like, I'm going to get minutes. I don't want to not play until my junior or senior year. And that was a big thing for me.
What position did you play?
Center mid,
Okay.
6.
The number 6?
Yep. But because I was so small, schools would be like, oh, we'll play you right wing or we'll play you right back. And I was like, I don't like running that much.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, I was like, I'll stay in the middle, all right? But anyway, supposed to go to Hendrix College. One day they stopped answering my phone calls, and I already told ETBU, no, I'm going to Hendrix. It was probably June.
Yeah.
Or May. end of May. It was pretty late. I had to call ETB back and see if they would take me. And they were like, yeah, we'll take you. Not a problem. So I went to ETB for 3 years. Funny enough, freshman year, played Hendrix College, scored. The coaches were pretty upset. It
Yeah.
was the only goal I scored in college, but I think I chipped the keeper left-footed for 35 out.
Yep.
It was pretty memorable. But I mean, played 3 years there. I think our best year was my sophomore year. Made it to the tournament, conference tournament. Played UTD, which is now Division II. In the semifinals, lost in the 119th minute to an own goal. And,
Right. You didn't score it though, did you?
No.
Oh, okay.
But
I've seen yours.
that was the other goal I scored.
Oh, okay, yeah.
No, but yeah, the college rule is still golden goal. So we were probably, I think when I looked up, there was like 15 seconds left, and we would have gone to PKs.
Yeah.
But that was a school record at the time for us. We hit double-digit wins, first time it was ever done. Made it as far as we did. Then after my junior year, that's when I realized I kind of wanted a little more.
Okay.
And that's actually when I went to transferred to New Mexico State and joined the UDA program out in New Mexico.
Oh, okay. I didn't know you went to the UDA program.
Mm-hmm. Well, I was the first team that was in that program.
Did you get recruited through Jay for that? Did you ever meet Jay?
No, I never met Jay, but who recruited me was Robert Ramirez.
Yeah, okay.
Robert Ramirez was the one.
So for anyone that doesn't know, parents, Robert Ramirez was a 98 player who came through the SA United pathway, and went on to play at UDA.
Yep. So he recruited me because he recruited my friend because we all played pickup. We played 4v4 at Soccer Zone Live
He was
Oak.
so good.
Yep.
Robert was so good.
Yep. So he was actually in England for a while in a different program, Raisa.
Yeah.
Was on trial with a couple Finland clubs and then came here, got recruited for that. They found, I don't know if Jay might have given him the information because he went to the tryout in Dallas, and that's where he got picked up. And I was trying to go over to England with him to race, and he was like, no, come over here with me.
So you ended up at UDA New Mexico?
Yep.
Cool.
Yep. So we were playing UPSL, USLA. We played a couple of USL2 teams out there. That was pretty much our season because New Mexico State didn't have a men's program. They had a women's program.
Yeah.
So what was appealing to me was it was actually soccer throughout the whole year. It wasn't just you play in the fall and then you're done and then you play like 2 spring games and that's it. It was we were playing throughout the whole time. And this was during COVID as well, where no one else was really playing, and they even got after us a few times saying like you need to go back inside. But yeah, that's where my career kind of ended.
So, can we talk about the injury?
Yeah.
Did you know immediately it was bad?
Yes, I knew. So what happened is they put sand out to level our field, and I was non-contact, changing directions, received on the half turn, turned. I went one way, my knee went the other way. My kneecap dislocated.
Right.
So went to go see the trainer. They put it back in. I was fine. I walked, but because I dislocated my knee, everything was so loose in there. So when I stepped in to take a shower, everything ripped.
Oh, it was ACL.
Mm-hmm. ACL, meniscus. I had a cyst in the back of my knee. Yeah.
So how did you deal with it then? What came next?
So I had to have 2 surgeries because after the first one, there was so much scar tissue that built up. I couldn't properly straighten my knee anymore.
Yeah.
And they had to go in. I actually had my surgery done by the Spurs doctor, which was really rare. Everybody was like, how'd you do it? And my mom in the medical field, she was like, that's just where everybody referred. He kept telling me, like, if you don't get your knee straightened, I'm going to have to do a manipulation on your knee. And I'm like,
right.
What is that?
Yeah.
That doesn't sound good. And he was like, you don't want to know. You don't want to know. So it came to that point where I needed manipulation. So I asked him, I was like, and he was like, basically, we go in, we clean up all the scar tissue. And then while you're asleep, we bend and straighten your knee over and over. I was like, have you done this before? And he goes, only about 6 times. How long have you been practicing medicine? About 45 years.
Jeez.
And I'm like, oh my God.
Almost a guinea pig.
Pretty much.
Yeah, please don't mess this up. Please don't mess this up. Okay.
Yeah, but once I did that second surgery, I got, fit enough to do my normal activities, and it just didn't feel right. And I knew if I went back to playing and I wasn't myself, I would just be frustrated. And so I kind of just took that step back.
Was it this phase that you started thinking about coaching?
It was only because of you, actually.
Was it really?
I always knew I wanted to coach.
Yeah.
But I was still such in that mindset of I'm going to keep playing. Like, I'm trying to make it to that USL 1 squad at least.
Yeah.
And it was when I had my cert, and you had always been asking me like, "Hey, you want to
Do you wanna
coach?"
come- yeah, do you wanna
If you
co-
didn't
yeah, 'cause
know, Martin and I were neighbors.
we were neighbors, yeah.
for a very long time
Yeah.
actually.
So
And so you were always trying to, like,
Yeah,
4th
come-
of July, New Year's Eve, any kind of, neighborhood gathering, you were always trying to either tell my mom, hey, you need to get Tristan out here to coach. I'm pretty sure I did like a college ID thing out here a long time
You might
ago.
have come and done a camp with Lawrence. Did you do a camp with Lawrence early
Lawrence
on?
was out here, you were out here, and Danny was out here.
Danny, that's right. So it was a little college ID thing, yeah. Oh, but you were
TLU
playing
was out here.
But were you playing in it or were you coaching in it? The ID thing we did.
I was coaching in it because I was still at ETBU at the time. Because it
Okay,
was on
that's
like
right.
field 7 or field 8. It was a long time
For some reason,
ago.
I've got a memory of you coming out to one of the camps and playing, but I don't know. Maybe that's wrong. Okay.
But yeah, so you were always trying to get me to coach. I knew I wanted to coach, but I just didn't think it would be this soon.
Right.
And then it wasn't until I had my surgery and my mom picked me up and I'm crying, not really all there in the back seat. And my mom's tiny. She can't pick me up.
Mm-hmm.
My dad's at work and you were home. And so she came to get you.
Yeah.
And you picked me up and, you're talking smack in my ear about Tottenham and I'm just getting angry. And I just remember vividly you said, you think you're ready to coach now?
Right. I remember trying to get you out of the car.
Yep.
Like, because you were still kind of, you drugged, I don't know, drugged up or whatever the terminology is, but you were still heavily medicated, not really with it, not really making much sense.
Yeah. I just knew I was angry at the world. I was angry at what happened to me. I was angry that you were talking about Tottenham. I was angry about everything.
Well, we were also quite good back then as well. So,
but the biggest thing that stuck with me, what you just said, are you ready to start coaching now? And I think I just blew you off and you laid me on the couch and you said, when you learn to walk again, walk down to my house and we'll talk about coaching.
Yeah, let's come out to the club. If you didn't get injured, do you think you would have gone into coaching?
Eventually.
You would have found a way there?
Eventually.
Okay.
I don't know what I would do without this game, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, we love it, don't we? So that's when you landed at SE United. You're a former coach of us. Yeah.
And actually, I started Soccer Shots before SE United. And I remember,
yeah, you did actually, didn't you?
Yeah, I was doing Soccer Shots, and then it was pretty much just babysitting for the teachers. And it's a great program, teaching, player or kids to get their body moving. I think I remember calling my mom on my way home, and I was like, I had a kid spit in my face today. Like, I think I'm gonna call Martin and tell him I'm ready. And she's like, funny enough, he texted me today.
Yeah.
And so that's when
when you came across. So take us through your journey with SA United, and any memories of the teams that you have working with us.
Yeah. So when I joined, I'll never forget this. This is like true grassroots. I think I was with the 2015 boys when they were like just starting 4v4.
Yeah.
And then it was Marcus and I remember practice was over and I turned my back for 1 second. And next thing I know, these two kids are just swinging their water bottles at each other. I'm like, Marcus, what do I do? And he was like, you got to stop them.
Yeah.
I was like, I've never dealt with anything like that. It was like my first day.
Yeah.
And I was like, one dad was mad at the other dad because their kid was hitting with a water bottle. And at this time, they were probably like 6, 7 years old, just boys being boys. And I remember the dads just getting, a little upset, rightfully so. And I had to diffuse it. And I was like, that was crazy. And Marcus was like, welcome to youth soccer.
I mean, he's right. People don't see that side of it. You know, putting out the fires, dealing with the parents.
Oh, yeah.
Dealing with, the disruptions in training, etc. So it's interesting.
That was I think my first day. And I was like, okay. But yeah, no, I mean.
Did it get better after that?
Oh, yeah. Lawrence has majority of that 2015 group now. They're good players.
They're very good players now. Yep. Yeah, he's doing great. They're doing great. He's doing great with them. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think so. At the time I had the 2015 boys, the 2014 boys.
Okay. Yeah.
I had a 2013 boys team, and then they had the 09 010s that eventually became the 08 09s.
Yeah.
So I was working with 4 teams here as well.
Yeah. We did stack you up, didn't we?
And it was busy, but I loved it.
Yeah.
I was always out here.
How many years remind me again, how many years you were with us?
2.
Was it 2 years?
Yeah.
Yeah. What was harder then? Coaching pros or managing under 11s?
depends on the day of the week.
Yeah.
You just get smashed on the road and come back and everyone's grumpy.
Yeah.
It might be just as bad as,
Do you
chaotic U11 group.
do you have any fond memories with us though?
Oh, yeah.
Whether it be the teams or the staff?
Oh,
Because
yeah.
a lot of the staff that you work with are still here.
Yeah. I think what separates a lot of clubs from here, or you guys from a lot of clubs, is that everyone here is just that family. Like,
Yeah.
I could walk from field 8 all the way to 1 to talk to a coach for, 20, 30 minutes before the session. And it's like, yeah, or they'll walk just to come talk to you. And it's just like, how you doing? How was work today? Or, how was this weekend? And, a lot of clubs I've noticed, especially in Dallas, is that one coach is just there for themselves and they just go do their training session and they leave. I don't care about anybody else that's happening around them. Our club is different. We try to teach that same culture, but I think culture is a big thing. If you make sure your staff is loved, cared for, need anything, treat them like family, they're going to eventually give more to the players, and it's just a full circle moment.
Oh, that's good to hear. Yeah, we still try and pride ourselves on that. And you'll see a lot of the coaches are still very friendly on the field, off the field, getting together. We had Shuby on here a few episodes back.
Yeah.
Was chatting about it. He'll go out and he's always watching training sessions and trying to learn and
what a guy,
be around. Yeah,
love
yeah. We love Shuby. So did the time spent at SA United help prepare you for Texoma, do you think? And if so, like how?
So when I went in at Texoma FC, I only was coaching I was going in with the intention of only coaching 2 teams, ended up being the 4 teams, but I was also an account executive to sell season tickets.
Yeah.
And so I was really just there coaching. I just did the ticketing just because, got to pay bills. It gets you in the club. But being here and seeing how things are run here, how the academy is set up, how the academy is funneled, how we, move players up, or being like, hey, I think you need to take a step back because it's going to be better for you development-wise down like the long way.
Yeah.
I think it actually prepared me a lot more going up there, helping the club build the academy structure, and it's worked out.
Yeah.
We had one of my U19s this past year, sign an academy contract to the first team.
That's awesome.
So the structure's working.
Yeah.
Just needs a little bit more time and a little bit more. Yeah, I think the biggest thing is just time. I mean, you and I both know results just don't happen overnight. Building something like a club doesn't happen overnight. But when you see that one person, that one success, you're like, okay, it does work.
Yeah.
So.
And I think when building a coach, a new coach, time spent on the field is just valuable.
Mm-hmm.
You just on the job training, constantly training, constantly watching, constantly finding a mentor. Trying to get advice from other coaches. I mean, all that stuff is so critical.
And I think another thing I saw is, and this is why I had such a good relationship with Lawrence. Lawrence and I would get here for 45 minutes to an hour before our session would start.
Yeah.
And just talk. And we'd just like pick each other's brain about, because he had the first 2015's team later on, and then I had the second. And we were just talking like, I think you need to look at this player. Well, 2 of those players ended up moving up, and it was like, why? What are you seeing? Lawrence would tell me, well, yeah, you saw that. That's good, but I saw this. I'm like, okay, I didn't look at it like that. But if you don't take those extra 20, 30 minutes to have conversations, you'll learn a lot more about not only your peers, but you're getting different perspectives about things. I think a lot of coaches go into it, and I hate to use this word, but like with an ego.
Mm-hmm.
And especially young coaches think like, oh, I just got done playing, like I know everything, and it's not. We're always learning.
Yeah.
And especially I think you can learn a lot more from your peers, because you're a Tottenham fan, I'm an Arsenal fan. We'll always see things different, but I can take some of the things that you see about Tottenham and be like, okay, yeah, I can see it.
Never do that. Don't defend like that. Don't attack like that.
Yeah.
Don't pass the ball like Tottenham. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. But everybody's always going to have differences, but you can still take
100%.
things and learn from it, and then apply it to yourself.
Well, you've given some good insight there. My next question was actually going to be, do you have any advice for young coaches starting out? Like where you came, like you were frustrating, first day on the job, you're dealing with a fight between 2 young players throwing water bottles at each other. Is there any more advice that you could give for young coaches that might be going into that environment that aren't, it's new to them? They're inexperienced.
Biggest advice is ask questions.
Okay.
It is okay to not know the answer.
Yeah.
That is the biggest advice I could ask, or that I could give someone, is to just ask questions. And no, there's no such thing as a dumb question.
Yeah. There isn't.
So if you're doing coaching education and you're just there, don't be afraid to ask questions. You know, hey, I want to play a 4-3-3 with my 2013 girls that play 11v11, but I don't have the players to play a 4-3-3. But it's what I want to do, so how do I get there? Don't just keep forcing the 4-3-3 if it's not working.
Yeah.
Ask the questions. We've all been there. You have more experience than I have, but I might have more experience than the person behind me.
Right.
So don't think it's you versus the world. It's not.
Okay.
You have help.
That's great advice. Well, can we stay on you then as a philosophy, your philosophy as a coach, and kind of your leadership roles and everything? How would you describe yourself as a coach now, then, Tristan? What type of coach are you? Are you an Antonio Conte or are you a Mikel Arteta? Or neither?
I get animated on the sideline, I'd say. I just had this conversation with one of our other directors the other day. He asked me about my philosophy, and one of our other coaches can't stand Mikel Arteta because he stays out of his technical area and he's always barking at people. That's not me, but I will stand up and give instruction. But I think I kind of learned while I was there and while I worked with the first team to kind of take that holistic approach.
Mm-hmm.
I think building relationships with players and getting to know them more than just a soccer player makes them better players.
Yeah.
And I think you get more out of them. And I think that's kind of the style I've kind of taken a little bit. Like, yes, I'm going to work on tactics. I'm going to work on, the technical side of the game, the mental side of the game. But I feel in order to do that, I need to get to know the player that I'm working with. So I'll use an example. I had a 2015 girl last year, that tiniest player in the field, very quiet, couldn't get really anything out of her. And I was like, okay. So I just asked mom and dad, what's your favorite thing? Well, what do you mean? Like, what's something that just excites her, puts a smile on her face? Taylor Swift. It's like, okay. Now this girl's also blonde. So next time she came to training, I was like, what's up, Taylor Swift?
Yeah.
Taylor Swift? I was like, yeah, that's your new nickname. Biggest smile on her face. She's the smallest person, and she will 2-foot somebody now.
Yeah.
But it took me to find what gets her going and to have that conversation and be willing to have that conversation to then build that relationship where now she'll come up and actually have a conversation with me. But now, because I've done that, I've actually gotten it out of her to translate it onto the field.
Well, it's the human element of it.
Yeah.
It's so valuable to know and care about what they're doing outside of the soccer field as well.
But even that, if I'm playing for somebody, I even think back to my playing days. If I know my coach doesn't really care and he's just here to be here and here to win and not really develop, am I really going to try for him?
Yeah, you're going to play for him.
Like,
yeah.
Do I want to play for that? Whereas, if he's like asking me how school was, how's mom, how's dad, how's your brother, how's whatever, and I see that he's actually cares about me as more than just, a number on his team, I'll run through a brick wall for him.
Yeah.
I'll give him everything I've got.
So you kind of answered it, because my next question was going to be, what do you value, for example, tactics or relationships?
Yeah.
And you've basically just broken that down and said, look, the tactics are always going to be important. They're always going to be important. Teaching technical skills will always be important. But yeah, man, the relationships are so critical. So do you have any other values then?
I think the biggest thing that I tell my players, and you might see it the same way, is when you're at practice, depending on how many times you train, it might be twice a week. It might be 3 times a week. It might be only for an hour once a week, depending on what age you're at. If it's little kickers or the rec program, you might train for 1 day, an hour. Or, if you're playing MLS Next, Girls Classic League, GA, you might be training 3 times a week for an hour and a half.
Mm-hmm.
When you're out there, just give 110%.
Yeah.
That's my biggest thing. Just give 110%, because you're out there to get something out of it. And I always preach, you don't realize the privilege you have to be here right now.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that can't afford to be in club soccer or can't afford to be here and would do anything to be here. So give it all you got. Get something out of it. Mom and dad pay a lot of money for you to be here. trust me, I know. My mom did it, and we drove 3 times a week to Austin just for training,
Yeah.
just to play. Just give 110% because it's not fair to all these people that believe in you and pay, X amount of money, and then you just show up and it's just, I just want to talk with my friends.
Yeah.
No, let's get something out of it. Let's learn something. And even if you don't learn something on the field, try to learn a life lesson here. Hey, whenever I go to school, I got to give 110%. Or when I go to my job, I can't just show up to my job and just talk with people. No, you're there to do your job. So let's get after it. Let's learn something.
Is that the biggest thing you look for in young players?
Yeah, that drive.
Yeah, the drive.
Yeah.
So
and sometimes, a lot of the time, you can't teach it.
No, it's intrinsic.
Yeah, I have parents ask me a lot of times, like, how do I get them to, want to be there?
You either want it or you don't.
Yep.
Right?
I just tell them I can't teach that. Maybe it'll come in a year or two. I don't know. Everyone's on their different path, but I can't teach it.
Yeah.
I tell them all the time, I can teach you everything that I know. Receive on the back foot, technical, tactical, everything. The one thing I can't teach you is desire.
100%. Does your select program feed into the USL men's team?
Yes.
So what does a youth player need to do to get recognised by you for opportunities to the men's or the USL team?
So I'll use the U19 that I had for our USLY program that ended up getting the academy contract. His name's Lucas Christalis. He came from Dallas Texans, DA, joined us. Good player. And in our first couple USLY games, he was just running the show.
Yeah.
He wasn't the tallest, played center mid, but I was like, I can see him as a right back, maybe inverted for the first team. He was just smarter than everybody.
Right.
At his age group. And I was like, okay, he was solving problems that I was seeing that I was about to say, hey, left back's the weak spot. He keeps stepping. Can we split the left-sided center back and the left back? Our right winger was rapid. Before I could ever get the words out of my mouth,
right.
He was already doing it. Or he was telling players. And I was like, okay.
So good brain, good intelligence, good game intelligence. Yeah.
Especially at that age. And I thought, because he's got the good intelligence, it'll outweigh the physicality. You're going from U19 football to playing with grown men. You're not gonna go into a 50-50 challenge, shoulder to shoulder, and win that challenge.
Yeah.
With a 32, 33-year-old man. How are you gonna deal with it? Oh, I'm gonna problem solve by using my brain and maybe play a little bit quicker. And I saw he was doing it, and that's what brought him into training for a few times. It was like, yeah, there's something about him.
So that's cool that you have that pathway for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he could be an example now for the other guys that wanna move in. Okay. Before we move on then, do your young players have access to the first team players? Can they ask them questions and can a young player say to your guy there, hey, how did you make it? How did you get there? Do they do any mention that they're able to chat with them?
Last year with USL 1, we had open practice.
Okay.
So you can come and watch the training session that we're running, and then afterwards, you get your autograph signed.
Have a little Q&A or something.
You can come ask them any questions you want. Yeah,
that's cool.
We were really open about that.
And your first team players are cool about it. They're open about it.
Oh, yeah, they loved it.
They'll give up their time to chat with the youngsters.
And a big thing that we did last year as well is if we're running first team and you're an academy coach and you said, hey, I want to come watch first team, come, but ask questions.
Yeah.
Don't just come sit in the corner and watch. I want you to come be on the field and learn.
Yeah.
Because you're part of this too. And I thought that was really cool because, you hear MLS teams or something certain clubs that are it's impossible to get in to go watch training, where ours was you work for this club, you're an academy coach, come watch training.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
All right then, Tristan, should we finish with a little bit of rapid fire?
Sure, go for it.
You ready?
I don't know how rapid I'll be.
Well, if it's anything like your movement off of the ball and your running, then we're going to be here a long time. So.
Yep.
Hardest position to coach?
For me, goalkeeper, not a goalkeeper.
Okay. Yeah, no, easy. Best player you've coached?
We talking academy or USL?
Anyone you want.
Probably Teddy Baker.
Teddy Baker?
One knocks. I think you could put a needle on top of the post and he'd hit it right or left.
Yeah.
Eyes closed.
Shout out to Teddy Baker there. Yeah. Favorite training activity?
Ooh, gotta love the river game.
What's the river game?
So a lot of people call it different things. I've called it the river game. I've heard it called so many different things. But you have left channel, middle channel, right channel. The middle channel has to defend. Since 2 or 3 people in, you get X amount of passes. Can you transfer it over to
Oh,
the
I know
other
the
side?
one. Yeah, I wouldn't call it that. It's like a little transitional game.
Transition. I don't know why people call it the river game. Actually, I guess because you got to cross the middle channel as the river.
Is it the one where it starts off with, like you said, the 4 versus 2 in the zone? So it's kind of like a rondo. They're keeping it.
Yep.
But they've then got to. It's not transition. They've then got to move the ball across
They
the
have
other
to
side. So
switch
they're breaking lines and they're switching play. Okay.
So you can do it first progression. The defending channel can't defend. They just have to let the ball. The second one they can defend, but the ball has to transition on the ground. Then the last one you can transition over the top.
I've seen our coaches do it so many times. It's a favorite.
I liked coaching that one, but I also loved playing in it. So I think that's why I like coaching it.
Most underrated quality in a player?
Ooh, mentality, I think. So I've got some of the girls that I have that, like, they get angry when they're losing.
Yeah.
And they're only 11, 12 years old.
Right.
And they're like, I'm embarrassed. This is disappointing. I'm like, you got something about you. Like,
okay.
That's going to carry you a long way.
Yeah, good for them. Well, I mean, yeah, good for them. We all want to win.
Yeah.
So if you weren't coaching, what would you be doing?
I have no idea. I really have no idea.
You were a streamer on Call of Duty at one stage,
Yeah.
I remember, because I watched you on YouTube.
Yeah.
Would you be doing that?
Probably not. No. I
No.
don't even really do that anymore.
No,
I don't have the time.
I ain't got the time, yeah.
But no, really, I have no idea.
Yeah.
I don't think I could sit behind a desk.
You're in here for life now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I will never, I mean, this is it. Yeah, this is my career.
Yeah.
I won't move on to anything else. There's nothing else I can see myself doing outside of soccer,
I think I
football,
always would have ended up coaching
Yeah,
or
it's-
private training or
Yeah.
something.
My final question for you. If you could go back and talk to the version of you sitting injured in college, what would you tell him?
Everything's going to be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's going to sound dramatic, but I think people will understand if you've ever been in that situation and you're done playing. Like, you think your life's over. Like, you go in a dark place. You're like, want nothing to do with soccer. Like, I don't know why this happened to me. And you get really angry. And then I think tell myself, like, it's okay.
Yeah.
It's going to be all right. It's not the end of the world.
No.
But everything happens for a reason.
100%. And look where you are now.
Yeah.
That was just...
I think about it all the time.
Yeah, it's like a small piece that happened that has led you to Texoma and where you are. And you're thriving. So...
I even think now, like, if that never happened, would I be where I am right now?
Yeah.
Would I have gotten, the opportunity to go up there? Would I have ever, like, chosen to come coach with you guys?
Do you think you would have found a way up there had you not got injured and you still carried on playing? Do you think you would have found... It's difficult to say whether you'd have found SA United or whether you would have found Texoma or this, but
I don't know.
You always said you wanted to coach, so I'm sure you would have found a pathway in eventually. And I would have just carried on getting on at you anyway. So,
Yeah.
get off your PC or your PlayStation and come up to the club. So
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I don't think I wouldn't trade it for anything. If you honestly, if you would have told me, hey, I'll give you your knee back and your ACL and you'll go back to the way you were, I probably wouldn't take it.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, look, mate, from grassroots soccer to a professional environment, thanks for coming in, Tristan. We're really proud of you, mate. It's been excellent, catching up. Good luck in the next couple of months because you said you're getting married in April.
Getting married in April, and then USL 2 starts May 19th. So preseason starts like as soon as I get back.
Yeah. Where are you going on your honeymoon?
St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Great to see you.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming in.
Absolutely.
We'll call it there, mate.
Sounds good.
All right. Cheers, Tristan. Thanks, bud.
Thank you.